KILR Killer Game.
Hello gamers, simmers, and pilots. I am the Killer Gamer, and welcome to the tour around the world featuring Microsoft Flight Simulator number 2. So we are here at Joliet, Joliet Park District. At least that's the name of the airport. I don't think it's called that anymore. You may be thinking, what's up with the runway? Why is it blue? Well, it's nighttime. I know that might be kind of odd, but at least we can see it, as opposed to the Commodore 64 where you just see a white line and, you know, nothing else. But as weird as this may seem, Flight Simulator 2000 at nighttime has a bluish tinge to the runway, and the center line is actually bluish. It's annoying. I don't like the look of it. But seeing this, I'm not going to say that it's not so bad now. It just, there's a little bit of consistency, I guess. Although it does not do this in Flight Simulator 3, 4, 5, 95, 98, Flight Simulator 2002, 4 FSX, Prepared, X-Plane. Yep, doesn't do it on those, but it does do it on this one and Flight Simulator 2000 for whatever weird reason. Alright, let's go ahead and talk about our flight and where in the world we are going to be going. I'm sure you're curious. Well, I'm going to solve that curiosity here. We are right there at Joliet Park. And we're going to be going to a very classic location on the original Chicago map, which is right here, Greater Kankakee. That's not Kankakee, it's Kankakee. That's how it's pronounced. I had to look it up. So, to get there, we're pretty much going to leave at the 140 radial, which should take us right about here. Right about here. There is a runway that goes south, north and south, kind of. There's supposed to be a VOR. There's supposed to be one here. It never seems to tune in. We'll give it a try. But we'll go in that direction. We'll tune into Payotone with a 190 radial, which, I don't know, when they meet together we should be somewhere around there, and we should be able to get lined up with the runway at that point. With all that, let's go ahead and get our radios set up here. We're already set up on nav 1. However, I want to change, let's just for laughs, let's change nav 1. That's nav 2. Nav 1 to 111.6 and see what happens. Nada! Nothing! There's no signal. I don't even know why it's on the map. It has a parentheses T on it. I don't know what that means. I've not seen that on any other map. Terrible? Maybe it stands for terrible. So, we'll go back. Let's see. I'm going to tune in the Payotone on nav 1. The DME is not going to be, obviously we're not flying directly to it. Oh, maybe we could. I don't know. Nah. That'll throw us completely off. Let's see, 113.2 and that 113.2. There we go. Now see, it's Kankakee is not that far. It's about roughly 20 miles. And we said we were going to set that up for a 190 radio. We're on VOR 2. That's okay. We'll go ahead and set that. Maybe that 140. I don't know. Maybe 145. Yeah, let's do 144. I think that works. And VOR 1 V1 is how we're going to do that. And here we go. Set that for 190. So we're good there. N2 for nav2. We'll set that up for 112.3. 112. NN. 112.3. All right, our radios are set. Our transponder does absolutely nothing. You can change it. You can pretend. You can use your imagination if you want to. Do some role playing. We're not going to worry about that. You're no fun. Oh, and I'm curious about the altimeter. Let's hit A. Okay, nothing happens. Maybe it's good to go. Maybe we don't have to worry about it. Although when you hit D to reset the gyro compass, look what happens. It resets it, not resets it, but it makes its match, but we get this scoreboard up here. I know that's not what it is, but or maybe it is a scoreboard. Like, what's 252? What is 00? I don't know. But hit D and it goes away again. So with the runway that we're facing, yeah, this is pretty much what we want. So we're going to go ahead and start and turn around, go to the end, and we'll be taking off in the direction that we are facing. So let's have a little bit of fun and turn our mags one at a time. M2 is left, M3 is right, M4 is both, and M5 is start. And we're all set. All set. F3. Bring our throttle up one notch at a time. We've got auto coordination off so we can make use of our rudder. Makes great fine tuning. 0 will move us, as you can see. We're not moving yet. Got to get a little bit more throttle here. But it'll move us to the left. So that's on the numerical keypad. 5 will get us centered and it will stop. Yeah, we don't seem to be moving. There we go. The plus key on the numerical keypad will move us right. The control the little cheat card or whatever you want to call it says it's the enter key. No, it is not the enter key. Maybe it was on a classic PC. Whoops. It's not when you're emulating one. What it does is it resets the simulator and throws you over at Meigs Airport at about 12 noon. So don't hit the enter key. And I'm talking about the one on the numerical keypad. Don't hit that. It's plus. Use that one. Okay, come on. Let's get moving here. Maybe there's a reason why this is blue. Maybe it's blue mud. Maybe it's reflecting the moonlight. There we go. It's reflecting the moonlight. It's a nice shiny runway. It's reflecting the moonlight. That's why it is blue. I probably should go over here to the edge. We gotta turn around as it is. Moving right along. Seems kind of sluggish. Go ahead and turn around right here. Looks good. Period. Period on the regular keyboard. Don't hit the period on the numerical keypad. Once again, no, that one will reset it. Enter does nothing. Enter on the numerical keypad doesn't do anything. The period, though, now that's going to reset you, so don't hit that. You want the period on the regular keyboard, the one that's right next to the question mark. Yep, that's the one you want. I think we are all set to go. So we'll go ahead and inch up our throttle a little bit. Do not go full throttle quickly. I have noticed I did that once. Just by accident, because I hit F4 and that makes it full throttle, and the plane turned off. I'm guessing it blew the engine or something. Yay! We're airborne! We got a good vector at 144. Now those, you see the blue things off in the distance. That's an airport. It's funny. I didn't know what they were at first. I thought it was just like beacons, or normally it would be like a taxiway or something. But I knew that these couldn't have had taxiways. They're usually just runways. And then when I saw it was a blue runway, I'm like, yeah, okay. Well, it works, you know. See it. This is the old, well, other than Flight Simulator 2000, but as far as the old simulators, this is the only one that does it. And I advanced the time an hour. We're still going to be doing some night flying. It's just in a few more flights, we're going to be heading somewhere. Well, I might as well tell you, because if you look at the other flight simulators, you'll know the route that we're taking, because we're following the same route. We'll be heading to Peoria, and on the other simulators, it was approaching dawn on those, and so trying to keep the time consistent. So we'll be doing the same thing here. Our landing gear is still down. G for landing gear. It's going up now. But oddly enough, we were going at a decent pace, I thought. Oops. I'm willing to bet that that road that we're seeing right in front of us goes to Kankakee. Not too far away. And I know we were at Joliet Park, and that's some other, keep wanting to say restaurant for some reason, airport, is because on the map, the direction of the runway was actually pointing 140. Or more like 120, sorry, it was around there. Well, you can see we didn't really turn any. So we were at Joliet Park. I mean, we were following our instruments, and it was leading us just as we expected to Joliet Park. Take a look out our windows here. Can't see the airport anymore, but that is Joliet behind us. Over to the side. See, we got blue wings too. That's a couple of airports that we're looking at. One is going to be New Lenox Howe, and the other one is Frankfurt, not Germany. That is the void. Kankakee should be right over there. It's so cool that I'm actually able to play this old version of Flight Simulator. I didn't have a PC back in this day. Our family had a Commodore 64. That was the flight simulator that I had flown. And I remember seeing pictures that looked like this with the colors, thinking, oh, why doesn't it look like that? And that curve on the dash, that's so cool looking. It has a little bit of dimension to it instead of just this flat, control panel. But I did not start flying Microsoft Flight Simulator 2 until I started the series on this channel. I think I fooled around with it in, like in DOSBox or whatever, just testing things out. But as far as actually flying it from airport to airport, this is it. This channel right here. So this is as much of an adventure for me as it is for you. Whether you're new to this FS2 series, or if you flew FS2 back in the day and you're reliving some old memories. Well, I'm making new memories and you're reliving some old memories. We're creating a bond. And speaking of bonds, and I don't mean the ones where you like invest in bonds or anything like that. I'm talking about liking and subscribing and ringing that notification bell. Let's strengthen that bond together. Let me know that you're out there, and subscribe, and I appreciate it. And plus, as a return, you get my gratitude by me putting up more videos. And plus, leave some comments and make some suggestions, and I will look into it. I want to be able to engage with my audience here, because you guys are important. Without you, I wouldn't have much of a channel. I'd have videos, but nobody would watch them. So I really appreciate you guys. Hey, I got a light here. We were talking on the last video how there was no, it didn't seem like there was a colored light on the side. So this is green, but look at the other side here. It's just gray. That's all that is. Chicago is off in that direction. We're not going to Chicago. We're going to Kankakee. And I think I missed our vector, because it's sitting over here now. Let's go ahead and turn. I think that was Sanger that we were looking at. And we'll just go ahead and follow this interstate here. Use your imagination. Odd thing is, I'm not sure where the needle is at on that. This is supposed to be Payatone. I think we can go ahead and just start our descent. We'll just take it a little bit easy here. I don't want to be too high in altitude. Just make that clear. Take a look out our windows. Just make sure that Kankakee isn't off to the side or something. So in case you are trying to play Flight Simulator 2 on your computer, and you're trying to play it in DOSBox, and you're getting a very different looking screen than what I've got, like something that is pinkish, or something that has scan lines in between it, those nasty little black screen scan lines, or perhaps everything is just all white wireframe, and you're just like, dude, man, how you doing this? Okay, well, what you want to do is when you start the simulator, it asks you, what kind of display do you have? Choose composite. Choose composite. Just like a TV. Because the monitors back in those days, well, they didn't really display much, but you could display it on a color TV, well, because, well, color TV. So that's how you get this. Took me a bit to figure that out. Like, why? There's got to be a way to make it look like that. How do you do it? I figured it out by accident. It's like, I haven't selected this yet. When I finally got it, I was like, yeah, I got the look I wanted to. It works for Flight Simulator 1 too. Not 12, but Flight Simulator 1 also. Microsoft, not SubLogic. That I'm not really sure if I want to play the SubLogic Flight Simulator 1. That looks I'm sure it would. Well, I don't know. Maybe I should. Maybe there'll be interest for it. But Microsoft Flight Simulator 1, which it's the one with the green box. Looks like this, right? Green. This is Microsoft Flight Simulator 1. If you thought there weren't a lot of airports on Flight Simulator 2 in the default area, you haven't seen Flight Simulator 1. So, you know, on Flight Simulator 2, like on the Chicago map, there's like, what, maybe, aha, there it is. We have maybe 5 airports that have fuel boxes. Those are the 5 airports that are on Flight Simulator 1. So the things that have fuel boxes on Flight Simulator 2 are the airports that are in Flight Simulator 1. All the other ones, nope, not there. And if you play Flight Simulator 1 on a emulator, it will not work on DOSBox. You're going to have to use PC Emulator, PCEM. It looks like a spaghetti mess. It is just awful. I've been told that if you play it on a real PC XT machine, that it will display properly. I don't know if I would want to spend that, $300 to get a PC XT that just to play Flight Simulator 1. But if someone out there has a PC XT and is willing to give Flight Simulator 1 a try, I'd be interested. I'd be interested in seeing it. Record a video. I want to see it. I do have Flight Simulator 1 videos on the channel, and just because I didn't want to leave it out, and they look they look disturbing. But hey, we can do IFR flying with it. That works. Well, we got some dots up ahead. That is Kankakee. And there's a river. Can't see it, but it's there. Let's take a look at our map, our radar here. Okay, I see the airport. I think we can go ahead and see that black thing? That's the river. Let's go ahead and turn to 180. Maybe 170. No. It's a north-south runway. And it sure looked like oh, there it is. You can see it. We're getting close. Let's get our landing gear down with G. That'll start our descent. Slow us down a little bit. It's going to be a bit of a challenge to see. Okay, we're heading in at 80 knots. We're going to want to slow down. F6 will drop us 1 degree of flaps. Going to go ahead and take a look at the SubLogic map here. Look at Kankakee. 1659. Oops, wrong one. 625 is the altitude for Greater Kankakee. Keep that in mind as we're going down. That is not the runway. That's not what I thought it was. But I see it there. This will be interesting. I don't think we're lined up with anything here. Let's go ahead and raise our throttle. I want to get us level at 2000. I think this is supposed to be a checkerboard-ish city. Well, not in real life, but, you know. Does make it kind of interesting looking at night, that's for sure. This might be the only one like this. Maybe over by Champaign, it might be like that there. We'll have to see. That'll be the fun thing about flying in this old simulator. We'll be able to see some old stuff. Hey, take a look at our compass. It's actually moving. Not the compass, the Vor radio. I don't know, looks like a compass. It's not a radio either. I see a runway of some sort. Print screen's not going to do anything. Well, we were lined up with a runway of some kind. It's okay. We'll turn and we'll catch this runway right here. Not a big thing. As long as we can get to the area, right? Get where we want to go. And we can visually move ourselves around. Now when we head to Champaign, we'll have an ILS that we can use. That's the other thing too. The 5 airports that have fuel also have ILS, I believe. And once again, those are the airports in Flight Simulator 1. Go ahead and make our turn here. Bring our throttle down. I've not been landing with full flaps. I've been trying to keep my speed at like around 60. because otherwise it will stall, and I don't want it to stall. Because if it stalls, game over. This thing is not very forgiving when it comes to stalling. It just does a nose down. It's not really nice. Especially when you're trying to land. It's not supposed to do that. It's just supposed to kind of drop. What the heck here? Do we have like 2 runways or something? Got no idea. Let's get lower though. There's our runway. Make use of our rudder here, kind of do some fine tuning on our turning. Turn a little bit this way. There you go. Right there. Maybe a little too much. Try to land on the runway. You can do it. Get some flare. Get some flare. A little bit of flare. A little bit of flare. And we're down. Yay. Cut the power. Power's cut. Brakes. Which is the period. Ah, we're here. I see a taxiway there in front of us, so let's get our flaps up, which is F5. And we will go ahead and head over there to that taxiway. We'll go to the fuel box. And since it has a fuel box, yes, this is one of the 5 airports in Flight Simulator 1. The interesting thing, though, is that all of the VORs that you see in Flight Simulator 2, those are all there, just not the airports. I thought that was interesting. So you can do some IFR flying. Just there's not as many airports. But you know what? It kind of makes sense. When you get a sequel. The next type of game, it's like, oh, now with more airports. Ooh, there's a reason. There's a reason to get Flight Simulator 2. Now with better lines and less spaghetti. I like spaghetti. I don't like spaghetti in my games, but I do like spaghetti. Kind of zoom in here. Okay, I see a taxiway that'll head over into the parking area, so that looks good. Now something that you might want to think about doing is maybe flying along with me. Get your emulator set up. I'm able to do it with Defend, D-Fend, F-E-N-D. Whoops. Reload it. That's the only one I've been able to get the scenery disc to work on, because you have to switch discs. For some reason that just did not work in DOSBox. Regular DOSBox. And turn my video on and fly along with me. Can do that with the other simulators too, if you have them. Fly along with me. Why not? Why not? Yeah. I hope this is inspirational. You know, I might see this and like, you know what, I want to try that. But yeah, you know, have my video up on the side there and put your, you know, your little window there for your flight simulator and fly along with me. It's the closest to multiplayer we'll get in this simulator. Other than putting both of our videos on the same, you know, like side by side and editing, you know, like here's mine, here's yours. Well, it kind of looks like multiplayer. What are we doing? Crawling here? Come on, let's go. Got things to do, people to see, places to go. It's like we're stuck in mud or something. These don't have fuel boxes, they have soap boxes. White ivory soap. So not only can you refuel your airplane and get some stuff repaired, you can also take a bath with a big bar of soap. It's enough for everyone. What is there, a beacon on that? It's like a little thing blinking. It may not be too bad of a thing. It's kind of telling you where the fuel's at. Okay, we're mostly on it. Period. We could just stop there. And our fuel's gone up, so we're all refueled. And we'll go ahead and turn off the plane. M1 turns it off. And we are good to go. Alright, so welcome to Kankakee. It's great, it's beautiful looking. We got some pretty colors. So thanks for joining me on this flight. Be sure to leave a thumbs up, like, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that way I know you're out there and you get notified when new videos come up, whether it's Flight Simulator 2 or any of the other flight simulators. I'm working on all kinds of stuff to get up on the channel. I'm only one guy, there's only so much I can do, but I'm working on several types of things. So thanks for being with me, thanks for hanging with me, and I will see you on the next leg of our journey.